Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm not sure what this video is going to be about. All right, we're getting ready for UCC. We got the transmission refreshed. All right, so originally I had this really cool intro back at my house, but Meyer, being the amazing friend that he is, took his Sunday to pull the trans while I spent time with my wife for Mother's Day. Check it out. So you guys heard the woo choo 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 noise. Where's that band at?
Dude, you walked off with it.
Did I really walk? Okay, so the second gear band was out of adjustment. We burned it up, which is why it felt like I had no second gear. The band came on, but it didn't hold anything, which is why it felt like it tugged at first, and then all of a sudden it just blew through it. So we just slipped a second gear band. Second gear band debris on the filter. These are my forward clutches. These are the ones that are on all the time. These are the ones I spool on.
They look fine.
They look good.
And
again, guys, so I don't hate any other shaft manufacturer at all.
That's super straight.
But this is a DPC 27 spline fat input. I've had this in the truck for 3 years now.
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years.
I put it in
Sled pulling, drag racing, dirt drag, towing, daily driving. I have nothing bad to say about the Sonics or the Sanger shaft, but I always have people ask why we don't run it. Well, this is why, because it's still straight. Here is my third gear directs. These keep getting a little toasty.
So it's just this one here got a little hot.
Yeah.
Not bad.
So what we're gonna do? Where's the billet drum?
It's still in your passenger seat.
Okay, so we're gonna throw a TCS billet drum in this. Finally, it was running a stock drum. We were running a billet forward drum. It's been that way for a while. And then all the shafts savable.
Yeah. I haven't actually checked your intermediate to make sure it isn't miraging, but I can't imagine why it wouldn't be.
And here she is. I mean, nothing. I mean, if you guys call in and want this tranny, we will sell it to you. Minus a couple of MER mods that are not approved for PDD use yet, but we're getting there. You got my valve body done?
No, it's actually in the parts washer.
Oh.
You know what we say? Don't take it all the way apart. Take all the springs out and throw it in a bucket and put it in the parts washer. That's what it's halfway done doing right now.
Did you get the brake line yet?
I got the brake line. I haven't actually put it in yet.
Ooh, we'll have to show them that. So this video is going to turn into not only you guys got to see it at the drag strip, but a second gear band and a couple clutches is kind of the price of doing business. Honestly,
overdrive is great.
One thing that we're gonna have to do, you guys saw our ritual. We were doing torque converter bolts, checking the oil, checking the transfer, all this stuff. I guess what we'll have to do now is just start checking the second gear band adjustment, maybe every other pass or something like that. Just something to add to our pre-race checkup. But I will say this was the first time I've went drag racing. And Meyer, did you actually kind of enjoy it?
I spent most of the time sitting in a chair, so yeah, that's a lot more enjoyable than normal.
And I feel like it was good. Although, if Meyer ends up being part of the PDD pit crew and not part of my pit crew, I'm gonna be a little bit busier. But it's really simple. The checklist that I've created, and a lot of it had to do with that drag racing school I went to. If you guys are hesitant about it, it paid off huge this weekend. Just staying in my head, staying concentrated, having my pre-checklist. It all worked out great. I wish I could have gotten you guys some in footage of the GoPro. However, I did not have any way to mount it. And I was there more to test for UCC than I was there to make content for you guys. So I do apologize. But that's why the video footage isn't the best going down the drag strip. We were there to test and tune, not there to make a good YouTube video. So I do apologize. And here you guys can see the factory direct drum, factory piston, and then here's the TCS billet drum. The only thing you have to do when you do one of these is you have to remove the vent off the pump, which is this part right here. So we'll have to vent it over the overdrive, and then here's the billet piston with the seal kit. Supposed to have a lot more clamping load. We have, hopefully light, we have transmission refresh, got that done today. You guys saw what happened to that. I'm gonna bolt the sled pull setup on. Now that we got the new wheels and tires, make sure our weight box fits. And probably grab the scales so we know what it weighs empty, thus being able to see how much weight we need to add, buy, bring, what have you. So I think that's what we're gonna do today. Sounds like a lot of work, but let's get after it. All right, guys, so you've seen it before, but now that we got the new meats, we got the front end clamped down pretty good. Kind of hard to see with all this crap in the way. So we're just waiting on our 3-inch wheel spacers. I ordered some, they're not gonna be here, so I ordered some different ones. That'll give us 2 inches in between these, and if it's not enough, we can actually double 2 4s up here. And then we're gonna do a 3-inch here to give us a little bit of extra room on the leaf. So it'll be at least a 3 here, a 3 or 2 2s. But I mean, you got plenty of adjustment for hitch height. Dang. Wow. Well, the weight box is pretty simple. Just some 1/4 inch or 3/16 plate with some receiver tube welded to the C-channel or the frame, and it's gusseted. And then these have stops on them, and basically you just slide this pipe in. And again, I wouldn't say this is for, like, I don't want to say legit sled pulling, but most of the time when we pull with this truck, they don't let us run a weight box. So this is just kind of a temporary setup. But I'm gonna go ahead and put the pins in, get the box slid on. All right, so we got the weight box on. We got our supports in. She just looks mean. Now we're gonna call it a night. We got it all put together, figured out what we were missing. Not much, which is always a good thing. Tomorrow we are going to change the injectors, weigh the truck so we know what we have to buy as far as weight goes, and then pull this off to get it back ready for the dyno. So this will be the last time that I see it like this till we're sled pulling at UCC. But man, it looks fantastic. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing scaled. This is our scale set. Now, what does suck about these, they are extremely sensitive. I believe you can only put a 7,000 pounds divided by 2, 3,500. So that'd be what, 17.5 on each scale. So what we do on trucks that are too heavy is we run these steel bars and we split the weight between the 2 scales. What we're trying to achieve here, figure out how heavy this truck is so we determine how much weight is going to go up there. Being that this truck isn't necessarily full weight, but it does have a lot of factory parts and a lot of beefing up back here, I'm usually going to just hang all the weight on the front. So let's go ahead, get this thing up on the scales and see what the back end will start there and work our way forward. All right, so we zero them out. Now we're gonna go ahead, lower the truck down very slowly. Now from here, we wanna make sure we're nice and even on the scales, looking good. And we come back around here, 2,577 pounds. Now I know a lot of you guys are asking, when this truck originally ran, okay, when we had Nitto 420s, the rear end used to weigh 2,702. So we lost 130 pounds, and we now have dual cut tires on the back, or dual tires on the back. So you figure 120 pounds, each one of these weighs about 110-ish pounds, plus all the wheel spacers. We lost, I would guess, because we got to take the hitch off and a few other things, I would say 500 pounds in the rear between the fuel tank and the bed. 500 pounds. That's a lot of weight. And then the other thing we got to remove too, those rear bars for the sled support, the hitch. What else? We got the tailgate we still got to take off. So the bed was quite, oh, and we also got the sled stops. So dang, so all this weight reduction netted us a huge return on total weight. All right, and you guys can see here, I zeroed it out with the bars on it, chalk the rear end, 4,534 pounds. So, trying to think here, let me do some math. All right, so we're sitting at a little bit above 7,000 pounds. Not bad, considering the weight box itself is 300, which means we'll be able to hang another, so 1,300 pounds off the front end. That should be plenty to be competitive. We might move a little of it back after looking at the numbers, but either way, not a bad spot to be in. 900, let's see, we got 180 pounds of sled pole weight. So that means we got about 750, 50-pound bags of sand. We'll need, how many is that? 15 pounds of sand. So we'll be able to get this thing to 8,000 pounds, no problem at all, and be competitive for the sled pole. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing off, and now we can take the sled pole setup off. Kind of cool to see. Very balanced, side to side. So without further ado, I'm gonna go get this all taken off. Moving on from the weighing, we're gonna go ahead, put our bigger set of injectors in for the dyno portion. So intake horn, rail, connecting tubes, rocker arms, injectors. Let's get them swapped. So here we have the P-pump, LOL, or no, sorry, P-pump killers from DDP. These ones are, I've lost track, but these ones are like 20% bigger, I believe, than the ones that are in here. So these should get us that 2K mark safely. Injectors are in, ran the valves, everything looked good. Rocker box, valve cover, rail, and then that's about it. Button her up, get her fired up, and get the new file in. All right, guys, we are flashing in the dyno file with the bigger injectors, changing the nitrous tune-up. We got the truck all back together, fresh windshield. So, just like before, guys, I'm gonna leave you hanging on the dyno video. We got it all prepped, ready to go. Hopefully you guys like this. I think that sled pole setup looks sick. Drop a comment down below what you think. Subscribe if you're not already. And as always, guys, I will catch you on the next one.